So against 2023 election, the federal government under Buhari has ordered security agencies to crack down on political thugs. This is coming from National Security Advisor. Wow. So what I say now is that they should crack down on political thugs in all the states of the country. Is this going to be possible? Can they do it? Where would it lead us to? If it is done, that is what we want, to ensure that there is peace through the election period. But how? Because right now, we don't even know how they are going to protect all the polling units, especially the remote ones that do not have good security coverage. And the government has said they will not allow private security outfits to secure polling units. So I wonder how all of this will be managed. Let's see what they have to say further. Apparently disturbed by the incessant attacks on Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) offices, increasing reports of political thuggery and killings across the country, President Muhammadu Buhari has given the security agencies a marching order to crack down on deviants wherever they are found. What about the ones that have happened already? Right? This cheering news was dropped by the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Munguno, retired, at the 60th session of the State House briefing held on Thursday, December 1, 2022 in Abuja. The National Security Advisor, who at the briefing provided key updates on Nigeria's current security status and measures taken so far by the federal government to de-escalate the issue of banditry, also highlighted the related successes recorded so far in the area of security in Nigeria. Have they even recorded any successes? What are they saying now? So according to him, the president has given the security agencies clear instructions to use every legal means to deal with perpetrators of crimes in the country, including but not limited to insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, separatist agitation, and politically motivated murder and thuggery. Can you imagine? Separatist agitation, that one that are targeting the people that are saying they want to break out from Nigeria. Separatist agitation is legal and is part of their human right and should not be treated as causing insecurity. All right. He went further to say, Mr. President has given a clear instruction to the security agencies to deal with anyone who tried to derail the electoral process. Mr. President wants a free, fair, and credible election like we have recorded in Anambra, Ekiti, and Osun State's governorship elections. Those political leaders who recruit these thugs to inflict harm will no longer have it rosy, as the long arms of the law will get them and they will face the consequences of their actions. That sounds good if they can do it. Speaking specifically on the emerging pattern of some state governors not allowing opposition political parties space to hold their rallies and campaign processions in their domain and employing the use of political thugs to attack opponents, Munguno said the federal government frowns at such behavior and will go hard on the thugs. All right. So he went further to say the message to the politician is simply, if you don't control your thugs, federal government will help you to control them. We are not going to operate outside the law or go about it in illegal way, but government is going to go hard on political thugs. We are aware that thugs who fume in the mouth, all right, red-eyed and bloodthirsty, all right, lot under the influence of drugs and hard substances looking to unleash terror on the population, government will deal with them squarely. Meanwhile, the NSA had also, at the briefing, reeled out the huge achievements recorded in the fight against security by federal government under President Buhari, pointing out that the government has done well in the circumstances it met 7 years ago. Can you imagine? According to him, Nigeria was in the precipice in 2015 before President Buhari assumed power, with Boko Haram holding territories in the northern part of Nigeria. The separatist agitators in the southeast, clashes in the southwest, among others. So what are we saying? Are the Boko Haram still not occupying the Borno state, the northeast? Have they not claimed more than 70% of the local government of the state, and the government is looking at it, nothing has happened? These are political statements, man. I don't take it. But let's move further to see. He, however, insists that the security situation across the country has stabilized, arguing that even the recent security threat in the Federal Capital Territory have been neutralized. Can you imagine? If not that the Americans and Britain came out to shout that the terrorists are already in Abuja and they are going to strike, what would have happened? The Americans went as far as sending in their soldiers, all right, to protect their citizens in Abuja and help crack down on the perpetrators. If not, this government would have been looking. After all, the attack on the guard of brigades at the FCT, what happened? Who did they catch? Guard of brigades of all security outfits. Guard of brigade is the military outfit that is in charge of security of Aso Rock, was attacked, and then he couldn't do anything. And they're coming here to tell us things that they think we should hear. All right. He said terrorism and insurgency in the northeast, banditry in the northwest, separatist agitation in the southeast and southwest have been fought to large extent. All right. So we thank our neighbor, Niger Republic, Chad and Cameroon for their support in the war against terrorism. That is what they are saying. So they are now coming to tell us that political thugs will be arrested and dealt with decisively, and they are telling the governors to checkmate their thugs, and if they cannot control their thugs, the federal government is ready to control their thugs for them. All right. Major General Babagana Munguno, retired, is the national security advisor to the presidency, and is the person saying this thing. So what now is talking about successes that have been recorded in the past. Have Nigeria actually recorded successes in insecurity management? No. And they are deceiving us here. They are coming to tell us what they think we should hear. All these are just press propaganda, just to let people know that they are working. Because right now, how come in most northeast states, all right, and most middle belt states, that the people cannot go to farm? Bandits are collecting tax and revenues. Bandits are telling people when to go to farm and when to leave their farm for their own safety. And the government is in this country. I tell you they have recorded successes. What success have they recorded? They are rather using the military as to protect the Fulanis and to fight the communities that are trying to protect themselves, because government failed to protect them. And they're coming here to tell us all these stories. Babagana Munguno should go and sleep. That's the truth. So he's saying you are planning to pave way for Atiku, period. You see? That is what somebody is saying here. Another person is saying, talk na do, until we see it happen in a free and fair manner and not for APC benefit alone. Yes, because this is APC government. So you see, Nigeria has gone to a point that when a government official talks, nobody believes, because they have failed multiple times in the past, failing presently, and have potential to continue to fail in the future. So when a politician talks, or when a public office holder in Nigeria talks, nobody listens, nobody believes, because the antecedents have proven that they are not reliable, they are not to be trusted. All right. So Babagana Munguno has spoken how to deal with the thugs in all the states, and how to warn the governors to make sure they control their thugs and make sure they give other political opponents a fair landing and a fair atmosphere for their own campaign as well. All right. But unfortunately, nobody, including me, is believing Munguno, because it's all political statement. They will come to the press, they will talk, they will go back to their houses and go to their rooms and do something else and go to sleep. They have talked, they have talked. Talk is cheap. But execute it now, nothing will happen. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment below.